All right, welcome back. We are continuing in Chapter 3, and we are doing our last lesson in Chapter 3, 3.5, Symbolic Arguments. Valid and invalid arguments. An argument is valid when its conclusion necessarily follows from a given set of premises. An argument is invalid, or what we call a fallacy, when the conclusion does not necessarily follow from the given set of premises. Please do not get this lesson confused with 3.4. 3.4, we were checking for equivalency between two statements. In 3.5, we are checking for validity to determine if an argument is valid or invalid. Now we have 5 steps here to determine whether an argument is valid. Step number 1, write the argument in its symbolic form. Step number 2, compare the form of the argument with forms that are known to be valid or invalid. If there are no known forms to compare the argument to, or you do not remember the forms, go to step 3. Step number 3, if the argument contains two premises, write a conditional statement of the form. If premise 1 and premise 2, then we can have our conclusion. Step number 3 is extremely important. Make sure you write that down. Step 4, construct a truth table for the statement in step 3. Number 5, if the answer column of the truth table has all truths, the statement is a tautology, and the argument is considered valid. If the answer column does not have all truths, the argument is considered invalid. All right. Let me zoom in here just a little bit so that we can see. Now I'm going to do these a little bit out of order. I'm going to do example 1 and 3 right here on the screen. But examples 2 and 4, I'm going to have to go to a blank truth table chart, which again is in our OneNote. So we're going to draw a valid conclusion from the given premises. Okay? This is premise 1. And this is premise 2. And therefore, our conclusion would typically be here, but that is what is being asked down here in our question, okay? All right, so premise 1. If a policeman is in a shootout, then he is in danger. Premise 2. Officer Smith isn't in any danger. Okay, so let's look at our 4 choices down here. Choice 1. Officer Smith isn't in a shootout. Well, we can tell by premise 2 that Officer Smith isn't in any danger. And if he's not in danger, then that means he's not in a shootout. Okay? And it says isn't here, okay? So far, and we've only looked at one choice, my first choice looks good. Second choice, Officer Smith is in a shootout. Well, again, I point back to premise 2. He isn't in any danger. How can he be in a shootout and not be in danger? That's why choice number 2 is not valid. Choice 3, a policeman is in danger. Well, there may be a policeman somewhere that's in danger that might be in a shootout, but based on the 2 premises that I have up here at the top, we know that Officer Smith isn't in any danger, and therefore he is not in any kind of shootout. So, that has nothing to do with my 2 premises up here above. All right, and then, of course, the 4th choice will always be none of the above, and I would only want to select that if I can cross out the 3 above. And in this case, I cannot. So my first choice is the valid conclusion. All right, example number 3. Very similar problem here. Draw a valid conclusion from the given premises, okay? So again, we have premise 1 and we have premise number 2, okay? And again, our conclusion would be listed right here, but again, it's what my question is asking, okay? Which conclusion is valid? All right, so this time we have premise 1. If Mr. Edwards can prescribe medicine, then he must be a doctor. He is a doctor. Premise 2. Mr. Edwards can prescribe medicine. So if he can prescribe medicine, that must make him a doctor. Let's look at our 4 choices down here. A says Mr. Edwards can't prescribe medicine. can't prescribe medicine. Well, that contradicts right here where it says can prescribe. So that tells me right there that A is invalid. B, Mr. Edwards is a doctor. Well, let's see. If he can prescribe medicine, then that must make him a doctor. So that one looks like a valid conclusion. Let's look at C. Mr. Edwards is not a doctor. Not a doctor. Now, do we know that based on the two premises up here above? No, we do not. So C is an invalid conclusion. And again, D is none of the above. I would only select that if I can cross out all three. So that leaves me with choice B. We must be able to say that the conclusion here is Mr. Edwards is a doctor. All right, example number 2. Okay, now exactly what I've been doing on the previous one. That's premise 1, that's premise 2, and this is my conclusion. So C just stands for conclusion there, okay? This is when we're going to have to go back to the blank truth tables to determine, and we're going to have to build our truth tables based on what we see here, okay? So we're going to have M and N in the first two columns. My third column will be premise 1, which is M and N, and then my fourth column will just be M, and then we're going to put them together, okay, with that and symbol. That's step number 3 on my 5 steps to determine validity. And then we're going to see if that comes out to a conclusion with N, okay? All right, so let me move back over here to the blank logic tables. Here we go. And again, this is example number 2. So we had M and we had N. These values always stay the same. All right, I'm going to put P1 up here for premise 1. That was M and N. Then premise 2 was just M by itself. All right, then we're going to put these together. We're going to have M and N and M. Okay, we're putting premise 1 and premise 2 together. And then we're going to compare that. We're going to compare that with an if-then, so a conditional statement. So if-then, if all of that, if premise 1 and premise 2, then the conclusion occurs, which happens to be N. All right, so again, let's do this step by step, okay? Let's take care of premise 1 first, okay? So M and N, okay? M and N. So M and N. So we have true and true. That's true. True and false. False. False and true. False. And false is false. Now premise 2. I'm just going to copy those M values that are over there in that first column. So true, true, false, and false. All right, so now notice premise 1 is right here, and premise 2 is right here, okay? And we're comparing them with an and. That's what that symbol stands for. All right, so true and true is true. False and true, that's false. False and false, that's false. And false and false, that's also false. All right, so all we have left now is to compare this statement right here, okay? So if this, then N, okay? Let's copy all our N values there. So N values, I'm going to copy them right over here. All right, so we had true, false, true, false, okay? So we're trying to determine, is that conclusion valid? All right, now don't forget we're using conditional here. Conditional to determine if my conclusion is valid, okay? All right, so true and true. If true, then true. That's true. If false, then false. That's true. If false, then true. That's true. If false, then false. That's also true. Don't forget with the conditional, the first has to be true and the second one has to be false for my conclusion to be false. Now, very important here, we're looking for nothing but true. True's over here on my conclusion, and that makes this a valid conclusion. Okay? So that means that this is valid. The premise 1 and premise 2 concluding to equal n is a true it's a true not true, but it's valid. Okay? It's a valid statement, or a valid conclusion to those two statements. All right, example number 4. Okay, that was our next one. Example number 4. Okay. Now, I'll go ahead and go back to so you can see example 4 real quick. Okay. This one happens to have 3 letters this time, so we see P, Q, and R, but it doesn't change any that this is still premise 1, this is still premise 2, and then this is still my conclusion down here, okay? All right, so make sure you write that down before you go to a blank table, blank truth table. All right, so this time we must complete the first 3 tables at the first 3 columns as P, Q, and R. Okay, now P this time is going to be true, 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 false, 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 false. So a little bit different this time because we are comparing 3 different variables here, okay? Now, of course, those variables represent statements of some sort. Now, we're not given those statements, but when we compare more than 2, we're going to have more in our column here, okay? All right, Q here is going to be true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. Okay, this is sort of like building a sample space. If you remember back to doing probability and completing a sample space, you could have all trues and you could have all falses, okay? So I'm going to have all trues on the top, and then my last row down there is going to be nothing but falses, okay? All right, so R is just going to alternate. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, and false. Okay. All right, so P again, 4 trues, 4 falses. Q, we go 2 trues, 2 falses, 2 trues, 2 falses, and then R, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, all the way down. All right, let's go ahead and write our premises. Okay, so premise 1 was the biconditional statement P only if Q. Okay, premise 2 was Q and R. All right, so now we have to put all this together. So we have the biconditional statement of P if and only if Q and parentheses Q and R. Again, that goes right back to step number 3, putting them together with that and statement. All right, and then our conclusion was P, if P, then R. Okay? And then we are going to have to find out, based on putting all of that together, this whole thing, okay, from here down to here, okay? This is going to look kind of long here. All right, so we have the biconditional statement of P if and only if Q and Q and R. Okay, so if we have all that, then we should have if P, then R. Okay, just double checking my variables there, making sure that all my symbols are correct. Yes. Okay. So this goes right in here. All of this goes right in there. Okay? And I know the column's not large enough for all of that, okay? All right, so let's go back here. Let's work on premise 1, and then we'll move to premise 2, okay? So we have the biconditional statement, P, if and only if Q. And let's fill in these values. So we're just talking about P and Q here. So true and true, that's true. True and true, that's true. True and false, that's false. True and false, that's false. False and true, that's false. False and true, that's false. And false, that's true. And false, that's also true. All right, premise number 2, Q and R. True and true is true. True and false, that's false. False and true, that's false. False and false, that's false. True and true, that's true. True and false, that's false. False and true, that's false. False and false, that is false. All right. Next column, putting the two premises together. Okay, my biconditional statement with my simple statement there, premise 2 of Q and R. All right, so true and true is true. True and false, that's false. False and false, that's false. False and false, that's false. False and true, that's false. False and false, that's false. True and false, that's false. And true and false, that is also false. So the only statement that came out true was the one at the very top. All right, now our conclusion was if P, then R. All right, so again, I got to go over here, and so we have to be kind of careful because P is here, and R is here, okay? So I got to be careful and make sure I don't include Q in this, okay? I'm doing if P, then R. So true, if true, then true. If true, then true. That's true. If true, then false. Well, that's false. If true, then true. That's true. If true, then false. That's false. If false, then true. That's true. If false, then false. That's true. If false, then true. That's true. And if false, then false. That is also true. So notice this time we only had 2 false statements, the second and the fourth one. All right, now, this very last column right here is going to determine validity. It's going to determine if it's valid or not, okay? Now notice, we already did all of this, okay? It happens to be right here, okay? So instead of having to go back and look at those values all over again, there's already a column with all those values. Notice the same thing over here, okay? If P, then R is also right here, okay? So we're just comparing these last 2 columns to determine validity, okay? All right, so again, this is a conditional statement, so we're doing if, then. So if true, then true. That's true. If false, then false. That's true. If false, then true. That's true. If false, then false. That's true. If false, then true. Well, that's true. If false, then true. That's true. If false, then true. That's true. If false, then true. That's also true. Now, I just need to compare everything in this column. Did they all come out to be true? Yes, they did, which makes this a valid conclusion. If you happen to get stuck on anything in 3.5, don't be afraid to send me a screenshot with a message that says IDK, and I'll be more than happy to help you out.